I came across a retirement finance article recently that really sent me loopy. The title was, "Almost 50% of US households will outrun their savings in retirement, but this one money move could sustain your nest egg." And the article quotes a study from the Morningstar Center for Retirement and Policy Studies. Once I got past how misleading and malicious the headline was, the content underneath was actually pretty good, but I thought I'd make a quick video on the matter to show you all, people looking to retire happily and well, how the machine is actually working against you. So the headline is what I call fear trash. If you never look past the headline, which most people don't, the illusion that is created is that our retirements are going to blow up and that we need to run for the hills, do this one thing, or we're doomed. And I hate headlines like this because they create fear for retirees. Fear that results in people who have worked hard, diligently saved and invested, and force them into delaying or causing them to delay their retirement, or even worse, maybe live on dribbles of their wealth because they end up afraid of running out of money. And headlines like these really reinforce a core belief I have that the financial powers that be don't want retirees like you to spend your wealth. Headlines like these achieve their objective because most of us don't have time to read the content beneath every fear-based headline. Now, I'm conflicted because beneath the surface, the article was actually pretty decent. It just wasn't geared towards retirees, even though the headline really made it seem like it. Hugely misleading. Now, the central premise of the article and the underlying study beneath it was that savers should use an automated savings plan, something like a workplace 401k or even an individual retirement account, where they automate their savings so that they end up prepared for retirement. And automated savings plans work because they force the savings. Funds are automatically withheld from someone's pay before that pay hits the bank, which reduces the risk of spending it before it can hit the investment account. I personally think this kind of infantilizes adults and doesn't really solve the real retirement problem, but I could certainly make the case that if automated savings helps someone save who otherwise would never put a dime away for their future, then that's a good tool. Now, the real retirement problem isn't only one of ending up with enough money. The real problem is actually a lack of financial education, a lack of financial prioritization as well. Now, let me use an analogy that I've used recently. Think of retirement planning like building a boat. You save enough money for retirement. It's kind of like building the body of the boat without the guts. Now, automating your savings might get you to retirement with the body of the boat built. You have the structure. The question is, how do you take out a boat and sail across the open ocean without an engine or a navigation system, right? You don't have the guts in the boat. The answer is you can't. Now, financial education, in my opinion, is the engine and the navigation system. Financial education are actually the true mechanics of financial success. And I believe that financial education empowers us to help prioritize our actions, to understand the why behind those actions, and ultimately to understand the consequences or the results of those actions. And that education helps us navigate the boat across those uncharted waters of retirement. Now, ironically, after the article tells readers that the one thing they should do to save their retirement is to automate their savings, the article actually goes on to say that if you can't automate your savings, well, here's a list of other things you can try as well, right? So even the headline, this one thing, gets disputed within the article. The article goes on to list a bunch of action items that are actually just unprioritized, but have the kind of shape or the outline of a financial plan. And it still never addresses the central factor, which is that a financial plan is a process of education. It's not a list of action items, and it's not a list of things that you can accumulate. Yes, a properly built financial plan may include those action items and things, but those items and tools aren't useful if you don't have the financial wherewithal to use them wisely and well. Now, a great businessman and a mentor of mine and someone who I reference frequently on these videos, Alex Hormozy, has a great quote. He says, "Anxiety comes from having many options, but a lack of clear priorities." Now, financial education helps you prioritize what's important rather than just throwing darts in the dark and praying that you randomly selected and focused on the right action items by accident. Anyhow, so many thoughts and feelings generated by such a simple article, but man, those fear-based headlines, they just bug the heck out of me. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. And as an aside, if you'd like to watch a new free webinar that I've just released, it's on the 4 most important steps to build a retirement plan that actually works. You can click the link in the description to this video below or in the podcast show notes below. Thank you as always for your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next video or hear you on the next podcast.